What's up, guys? Today we got a really cool video. Of course, you see standing beside me is Mr. Dan Dr.
How we doing?
And he works with Mac Tools, R.B.R.T division. And today he has brought an entire lineup plus their brand new 2020 catalog that we're going to go over, and that way you guys can learn about all the new R.B.R.T stuff and some of the stuff that they had that you may not know of. So you guys stick around because this one is full of goodies. Alright guys, like I said in the intro, Dan Dr. is back with us from R.B.R.T division of Mac, and he's got the 2020 catalog, brought a lot of products to show you guys and also cover everything that they have. So I'm going to let Dan take it, and he will be able to explain this way better than I am because that's what he does.
Thanks very much for having me back on your channel, Clay. I appreciate the opportunity to come in front of your audience. And you know, we always try to have a good look at the comment sections on all the videos we do with Clay, and I noticed that on a couple of comments that some people would like to see a color catalog of R.B.R.T of what's all available. And it might be surprising for the audience to know that we actually have 42 different part numbers, 42 different SKU numbers for R.B.R.T, ranging from the hex bits, the Torx bits, triple square, our new extractor sockets, and everything in between. So we brought that along to show you, and I brought along a couple of sets that you may not have seen on any of the videos yet, just some stuff that we've come up with that is a little more obscure, but I want the public to know about it because in some situations, some of these kits are designed to be very, very helpful in the field. So let's get down to that.
All right, guys, here is the Mac Tools R.B.R.T 2020 catalog. And as we go through this, Dan brought some of the sets to show, and we'll show those to you guys, and that way you can check them out as we go. On the first page, as you see, it has the hex set. The advanced stubby hex driver set's a 16-piece set, goes from a 20 millimeter to a 30 millimeter. On this is the individual part number, and here is the complete set number. As you can see, it does come in the case with the removable foam trays that's inside.
The little stubby hex, this is a newer set, very cool. Like a lot of you guys own the stubby Torx that we came out with, the one-piece design. Well, this is the stubby hex, as you can see, and it goes from 4 millimeter to 12 millimeter. It doesn't stop at 10 like the last set, so you've got that 12 millimeter for the Chrysler caliper bolts, things like that, and it also goes from 1/8 inch up to 3/4. So it's a nice set, doesn't skip any sizes from 4 to 12, and then from 1/8 to 3/8. So that's a really nice set, especially if you got to get it into a tight spot. You know, one of the cool things about stubby bits is that since it's a one-piece design, a lot of times, and they're shorter, there's not as much material that can twist, so you can put a little bit more torque on the stubby stuff than you can on, say, like the regular chrome set. So that has definitely got its place in the toolbox. And then once again, guys, every time you see our blow molded case, you know, the carbon fiber trays lift right out, so you can just put that straight in the box of the cart, save some space. Real nice feature of the R.B.R.T line.
And here is the 3/8 long hex driver set. There's the kit number along with the individual part numbers if you guys want to purchase an individual part. It goes from a 1/8 inch up to a 3/8, and then from a 4 millimeter up to a 10 millimeter. And that's the 14-piece set. On this page, we have the 14-piece 1/2 inch drive advanced hex driver set. As you can see the length on these, there's going to be your kit number, and here's your individual part numbers. And it goes from a 13/32 up to a 3/4, or 11 millimeter up to a 19. And that's what they look like.
This set right here is the one that we're looking at right there. And that is our 1/2 inch drive, short metric set and standard set. So you get 13/32 through 3/4 and 11 millimeter through 19.5 inch drive. So agricultural shops, bus garages, heavy duty equipment, that's a really great set for them that use the bigger stuff.
And we have the 17-piece 1/4 inch drive hex driver set. And you can see how the set looks. Here's your set number with your individual part numbers. And it goes from a 1/16 up to a 7/32 and a 1.5 up to a 6 millimeter. And that's what that kit looks like. All right, here is the 7-piece 3/8 drive set. It's the metric short hex driver set. As you can see, it comes on the rail with the friction pegs that hold it on. But once again, there's your kit number, and here's your individual part numbers. It goes from a 4 to a 10 millimeter. And here are the SAE version of that hex driver set. It's a 7-piece 3/8 set. And it goes from a 1/8 up to a 3/8. Here's the 7-piece set of metrics that goes from a 4 to a 10. Once again, the same deal on the friction rails. The metric are black and the standards are on the red one. There's the part number for each of those sets. And on page 4, we have the 3/8 drive SAE hex set that goes from a 1/8 to a 3/8 on the rail. There's the set part number. Here's all your individual part numbers. Here is the 14-piece set of 3/8. It goes from a 1/8 up to a 3/8 and a 4 to a 10. There's your set number. There's your individual part numbers. On page 5, it starts they call them the speed hex. Most guys know them as ball hex ends, and you can see how they're made.
Guys, if you don't have a straight shot at a fastener, our speed hex is just fantastic. It never was designed to take off super rounded bolts because there's just no contact surface when you crank it over 30 degrees. But as long as the fastener's in reasonably good shape, our speed hex prevents it from popping out of the fastener, our unique design. So if you don't have a straight shot at it, our speed hex is definitely, I think, the best on the planet.
And they'll work up to a 30-degree angle. That's the 14-piece 3/8 drive ball hex sets, and goes from a 4 to a 10 millimeter or a 1/8 up to a 3/8 set. Here is the long metric hex driver ball set, 7 pieces, and it goes from a 4 to a 10. So that's just going to be your metric set. That's going to be your standard set. And of course, that's going to be your master set. And your SAE set goes from a 1/8 up to a 3/8. And they come in the case with a foam tray that's removable if you want. But there is the part number on the SAE, the metric, or the master. Page number 6 is the impact hex set. As you see, this is the 14-piece 3/8 hex set, and these are safe to use on the impact guns. It goes from a 1/8 up to a 3/8 or a 4 millimeter up to a 12 millimeter. So this will be sort of the master set, if you will, that has the metric and standard in it. And if you don't need that, they do offer them individually or as a set. And this is the long version of that. It's a 1/8 up to a 3/8 and a 4 up to a 12. There's your set number on the long. There's your set number on the short. So like I say, each one of these are the individual ones. If you guys are looking just for 1 or 2 of those. And page number 7.
All you guys in the agricultural centers and the heavy-duty truck shops, on page 7, you'll notice that we have the metric and standard short 1/2-inch drive impact. That's just a great set, been super popular.
These are the 1/2-inch drive. It goes from a 7/16 up to a 13/16 or a 13 millimeter up to a 19 millimeter. Like I said, these are the short. There's your set number, individual numbers here. And we go down, and here are the long ones. As you see, they've got them measured out in metric, so they're 78 millimeters long. And they go from a 7/16 up to a 13/16 or a 13 up to a 19. So there's those 2 sets with the individual part numbers if you just want to get 1 or 2 of them. And on page 8, we have the triple squares. It's a 12-piece advanced triple square set. It's got 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive in it. Goes from an M4 up to an M18. There's your set numbers, and here's your individual part numbers. And there's what they look like. And they have the long triple square set. These here are 37 to 55 millimeters in length. Of course, the socket port is going to be longer on the 1/2 inch, 3/8 than they are the 1/4. That's the difference in the lengths. And on this set, all of them are the same length at 155 millimeter, but they're also 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive in those. They run from an M4 up to an M18. There's your set number, and there's your individual part numbers. They come in the box with the foam case. Go to page 9. Impact triple square sets. It's a 12-piece set, 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive, M4 up to an M18. Also comes in the box. And here are the long impact triple squares. They run from an M4 to an M18, 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive. And there's your set number on the longs. There's your set number on the shorts. And of course your individual ones as needed. They also come in the box. And we start with the extractor sets, and Dan's actually here to demo these, and he can show you what they look like in person, but we'll run over the sizes real quick. Here's the part number for the 4-piece long R.B.R.T extractor sets. Of course, these do not have the F.O.R technology, which is foreign object removal. And there's what sizes they cover and the part number. And here are the extractor sets. It's number 1 through number 7. This is the 7-piece standard set. There's your part number. They come in the boxes with the foam inserts. And these come with the F.O.R technology. So these will be the sets that we'll look at that Dan has.
I thought it would be a good opportunity for us to showcase all the extractor sets. A lot of you guys have seen the F.O.R extractor demo that I did with Clay, right? But there's a couple of different sets of extractors.
And these are all on sale in this Flyer 10 of the Mac catalog.
Right.
So if you guys want to look at these, here's the real set to go with the sale that's going on.
Now, as we said in the other videos, guys, it's all about the bite. When it comes down to extractors, they only have one job. It's all about the bite. All of our R.B.R.T extractors have exactly the same head, so once you drill a hole and you bash ours in, it's a tremendous grip, okay? Now, we've got the F.O.R extractors with the foreign object removal sleeves, super popular, been great for us. Okay. Then we've got the extractor without the F.O.R, and the whole idea of this one, guys, is when you've got to get down into a hole, you know, you snap a bolt off and the non-threaded piece comes out and the threaded piece is still down in the hole and you got to drill in, you can get down into a tighter spot where this collar could be a problem. And once again, from number 1 to number 7, and the drill bit index is on there. And then we've got the 4-piece extra long set. And we made these a little bit beefy, number 1 to number 7. So if you're doing some bench work and you've got plenty of room and you need to put, you know, the extra torque, because let's not forget, it's S2 steel. Everything has a stressing point, right? Mm-hmm. So if you choose an extractor, you got to make sure you choose the right size, because if you put that number 2 into something that's too big, you can't put that much torque on it. Right. You'll end up snapping it, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why we made these. These are a little bit beefier, so when you've got some bench work, transmission work, whatever you're doing, and you snap a bolt off, you're able to drill in and pop those bad boys down, that tremendous bite, and great for higher torque situations.
Those are nice, being that long, you know, it's beefy. Mm-hmm. And I could see, like in situations like you're talking about, where this wouldn't allow you to get in there because, you know, the bolts broke off a 1/2 inch down in the, you know, the threaded part. Right. You know, like an exhaust manifold bolt where that can go down in there. That's a good bit smaller. So
it's a good bit smaller and, you know, in around. And these are threaded, so you can't take these off and then expect to bang this down into the hole without the sleeve because you'll damage the thread.
Right.
You know, you'll damage the thread. So that's why these have been made. So we can just cover the gamut of what you might come across in the field for extracting.
And here are the extractor sockets that Max got. This is the 8-piece set. These are the 11 to 18.
Page 11 is our brand new extractor sockets. Now we've just launched these. These have just been released. They come on one of the most nicest magnetic rails I think out there. And these are for when you have just stripped a regular 6-point or 12-point bolt to the point where nothing's getting it off, nothing's getting it out. And these bad boys, you just hammer them down in it. You know, don't get hung up on the sizing. The metric ones technically are size 11 to size 18, but you know, you'd use that 18 on a rounded off 19 millimeter bolt. So you don't get too hung up on the sizing because you just want to try to grab the one that fits that bolt closest and tightest and bang it on with a hammer. Now we will be releasing very soon the 1/4-inch drive set that will go up to 10 millimeter. And we're going to be doing a 1/2-inch drive set to carry on from 19 and up. So keep an eye out for those in the very, very near future. And that also has our foreign object removal pusher screw on it. So unlike a twist socket, when you smash ours down on there and you get it out, you know, sometimes you got to fight to separate what you're getting out from a twist socket with a punch on a vise. Sometimes it never comes out. When I was a Mac man, I replaced twist sockets all the time where the material wasn't coming out because it's just chewed in there. But that foreign object removal pusher screw just it screws in from behind. It's got a threaded through the center and it just pushes it right out. So it's very, very handy, very nice.
And it comes with the extractor. They call it a pusher. This threads inside. As you can see, it's threaded. It'll thread inside where your anvil goes to push out the nut or the bolt once you get it out. But this is the 8-piece part number set. Here's the individual part numbers. And here is the standard set. Of course, there's your set number and individual part numbers. It goes from a 7/16 up to, or a 3/8 up to a 7/16. And both of them have a magnetic rail. As you see, there's no friction pegs on those. On the next page, we have the Torx. It's the 13-piece Stubby star set. They call them a star. Most people know them as a Torx. It goes from a T8 up to a T60. As you see, comes in the little box. Individual part numbers as well as your kit numbers. Here are the long star bits. Kit numbers and part numbers. They run from a T8 up to a T60. And here are the 13-piece set, T8 up to a T60. And on this page we have the Impact Torx set. It's the 10-piece Impact Torx from a T20 up to a T60. As you see, it comes in the little box with the case and the removable foam tray. There's your set number with your part numbers. Here are the ball Torx, a 13-piece set, 1/4-inch, 3/8, and 1/2-inch drive, or sorry, 1/4-inch and 3/8 drive in this set from a T10 up to a T55. And there they are. The kit number, individual part numbers. Page 15, we show the Torx Plus set.
Page 15 is the Torx Plus. So you guys that work in body shops, when you work on them bed bolts, those are all Torx Plus a lot of times. Our Torx Plus design is just fantastic. It bites down in there and just grabs like nobody's business. Fantastic design. If you guys in body shops struggle with those forward bed bolts, pick yourself up a set of these Torx Plus.
It's the 12-piece Advanced Torx Plus set. And they go from an IP8 up to an IP60. It's a 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2-inch socket that's in there. And there's what they look like. There's going to be your kit number. There's your individual part numbers. And here are the master set on page 16. And Dan has these to show, but we'll go over kind of what they cover real quick. In the 20-piece master metric socket set. Now this is the set that Dan has. They also have this 51-piece that we'll cover. But the 20-piece set is a 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive sets. They go from a 1.5 millimeter up to a 19 millimeter. And this is what that set looks like. Of course, you'll see the real set right here. And we'll come back and talk about the 51-piece set.
So as we work our way through the catalog, come to a section, the master set. So we've got, what I brought with me today is our 20-piece metric master set, which has sizes from 1.5 millimeter up to 19 millimeters. So it runs the whole gamut of the sizes that we offer in the chrome, what we would consider chrome short, right? So you guys that are into RC cars or computers, cell phone work, any kind, hobbyists will love the small 1/4 inch ones.
Right.
And then it'll run all the way up to the truck shops because it goes all the way up to 19. So if you're in a heavy-duty truck shop, or even if you're in an import shop and you don't see a lot of standard sizes, a lot of SAE sizes, this 20-piece master metric set could just be the right ticket for you.
And that covers, these are 1/4 here, right? Up
Yep.
to, what, a 5 millimeter?
5 millimeter.
The 6 through the 10s, the 3/8, and then these are all halves.
And then that's half, so 11 to 19 millimeter.
Cool.
1/2 inch drive chrome.
Here is the 51-piece master Torx and extractor set. It does come with a set of extractors, of course. Here's your part number on the kit. And it covers a 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive, a T8 up to a T60. And then it has the T6 all the way up to T100 here. And then the star set, the long set, from a T8 up to a T60. And then it starts the extractor set.
That set also gives you the 7-piece F.O.R. extractor set in it as well. So that is just a great master set for Torx.
1 through 7. And here is what that kit looks like. There's your extractors. It's got your shorts and your longs all in one kit. So once again, I'll scroll over these, and that way you guys can see the individual part numbers. If you want to just order one. Here is the 40-piece, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive advanced hex and ball hex sets. As you can see, that's what they look like, the case with a removable foam tray. And here's the sizes that they cover: a 4 to a 10 and 3/8 on 1/8 up to 3/8 and 3/8 drive, a 1/8 up to 3/8, and a 4 up to a 19, and then the 1/2 inch up to 3/4. So there is your kit number. I'll go down and let you look at all the individual part numbers in case you guys want that to buy them individually. Once again, that's what the set looks like. So it's got standard and ball all in one kit. And on page 18 is the 121-piece R.B.R.T set. I actually did a video on these. They're super nice. There'll be a card at the top that you can look at these, the T-handles and the L keys if you're interested in watching that video. But there is the kit number. And this set pretty much covers anything you're going to need on a day-to-day basis. If it's silver, it has R.B.R.T technology built in, and if it's black, it's just the standard Mac bits. And it's got the super high quality reversible ratcheting screwdriver, as well as the T-handle and a couple of different bit adapters. I'm not going to really go over this because I did a separate video on it, but you guys can check it out. There's the kit number here and also highlighted in yellow. And there's all the sizes and the individual part numbers that this kit covers. They did a very good job with everything from Robinson bits to security Torx to Star bits. I mean, this set pretty much covers everything that you're going to need. And like I say, you can watch that separate video and it'll show you that in detail, up close and personal. And on page 19, that video that I referred to just a second ago will have all of the information you need on the T-handles as well. We showed those there. That's the 7-piece T-handle Torx set. Runs from a T10 up to a T40. There's the 9-piece SAE hex T-handle set. Goes from a 5/64 up to a 3/8. There's the metric T-handle set. Goes from a 2mm up to a 10mm. On page 20, it shows the ball hex. All of these are covered in that video if you guys want to check those out, because we really get in detail and show you these up close and how they're cut. And I mean, anything you want to know about them is covered in that video. But there's the part number for the ball ends. As you can see, they go from a 5/64 up to a 3/8. And the metric goes from a 2mm up to a 10mm. Page 21, the L keys we also covered in that previous video that I mentioned. There'll be a card at the end of this video linking that one. As you can see, this is the 13-piece SAE set. It goes from a 0.5 up to a 3/8. And the metric L set goes from a 1.5mm up to a 10mm. And that finishes the R.B.R.T. catalog. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and it's got everything that R.B.R.T. has to offer up to the point that this video was shot. It's the full 2020 catalog that R.B.R.T. has from Mac Tools. I actually forgot to shoot the outro with Dan. That's why I'm kind of doing it here solo by myself. It's just fun to hang out with Dan. He's so knowledgeable about the R.B.R.T. line, and he's very passionate about the products that they have, and I just simply forgot. I hope I gave you enough time to get all the part numbers from the sets as well as the individual part numbers that's in this catalog. If I failed to do so, please shoot me an email. My email's in the description, and I'll try to help you out with anything you may need. Like I say, we did the video with the R.B.R.T. 121-piece bit set along with the L keys and the T-handles, and I'll put that card over here to the side. And we did the video with the extractor set with the foreign object removal. That video will also be listed over here. And we have the original hex video where they was demoed. If you guys haven't seen any of those videos, take time to watch them because it really explains the products and how they work. And we show them up close in detail. And they're going to be able to show you how they'll help you out if you have a fastener. And also explain that if you use them the first time every time, it will lessen the chances of that fastener getting damaged and you not being able to get it out. Like always, guys, thanks for watching the video. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up and check the links in the description. We've got cool tools, discount codes, and all that good stuff. And click that subscribe button. It's totally free, and that way you'll never miss a cool video just like this one. You guys have a great week, and I will catch y'all next time.